our way towards 78 in the city right now, but we'll get real close to 80 this afternoon. You can see many spots as we move northwest of Boston, getting close to the 80-degree mark, 79 degrees in Fitchburg at the moment. This will likely be our warm spot up here through the Merrimack Valley. 70s all the way down toward the south coast, Cape and Islands, a little cooler down toward Nantucket at 66. But these are the projected highs for today. So over the next few hours, we'll get a little closer to that 80-degree mark. Low 80s projected here through many of the suburbs this afternoon. Look at Nashua, up to about 83, average highs in the low 70s, so we're well above that this afternoon. Sunshine prevails for the rest of your day. It'll be a beautiful sunset. Skies stay clear tonight, so we are going to see a little bit of a fall. We're down to the 50s tonight, but it's setting the stage for another beautiful day tomorrow. Even warmer tomorrow. We're getting into the mid-80s, could get up to 90 and close to it again for Friday and Saturday, but we're tracking rain as we approach your weekend. I'll have the timeline ahead. Shayna, I'm happy for Matt. We are making our way toward 80 this afternoon, so it's a little bit of a warm up, but we're talking summer heat here over the next couple of days, approaching 90 as we move toward Friday and Saturday as we pull some of this heat in from the southwest into our area. You can see Dallas up to about 90 today. So yes, 90 is in the forecast for Friday. That would make it our fourth 90-degree day this year. Our average first 90-degree day is June 8th. We've already seen several 90-degree days in May, so we're running a little ahead of schedule here. Per year, we usually see about 14 90-degree days. Of course, we're not up to that point yet. On our radar, over the next 12 hours, we're sunny and warm, nearing 80 today. Our next chance for rain is not until the weekend. And in fact, it's really later in the evening, Saturday into Sunday, that we're seeing the best chance of rain. So keep that in mind as we look ahead to your weekend forecast. While it does include a chance of rain, I do not believe that most of Saturday will be wet. In fact, it's looking dry, sunny, and warm for a good chunk of the day. Here's your timeline for that rain moving in. So here we are at 10 o'clock on Saturday evening, and you can see the rain is still mainly off to our north and west. It moves in overnight into Sunday, and Sunday could be a real soaking rain at times, half an inch to an inch of rain possible. And while the timing's inconvenient, we can use the rain. Our area of severe drought in Massachusetts has now grown up to about 8.9%. Last week was about 4%. So we are seeing this area that's covering the North Shore into southern New Hampshire and Maine starting to grow slightly. Moderate drought, that is covering about 59% of the state, and that covers really most of eastern Massachusetts and now extending into portions of central Massachusetts as well. It is bone dry out there right now. In fact, it's hard to find a cloud in the sky. Completely clear over all of New England as our temperatures continue to warm. We have 80 in Providence, 81 in Manchester, most of us still in the 70s, but we'll get close to 80 today in the city of Boston, just about 80 for the forecast today. Upper 70s from Plymouth, moving down toward the south coast. Cape Cod and the Islands, there's a slight sea breeze, very weak, but it's just enough to keep us a few degrees cooler in the low to mid 70s today. Those low 80s will be stretching through much of the Merrimack Valley and into southern New Hampshire as well. So bottom line, it's a warm and sunny day. Not as cold tonight, upper 40s to mid 50s as you're heading out the door tomorrow morning. I think those mid 50s will be more widespread through the suburbs. And then even hotter tomorrow. Upper 80s in the forecast here, could get close to 89 heading up in Bedford tomorrow afternoon. So we do stay dry through the end of the week. Let's move ahead to our weekend because that's our next chance of rain. And this is noon on Saturday. Rain starting to move into northern New England, but here in southern New England, we're still dry. So if you have plans for Saturday, they look okay. It's not until later on Saturday evening, I think really as we move towards sunset and thereafter, that the rain starts to move in. It does look like the steadiest rain will be arriving for Sunday as we move through the morning into the afternoon and then exiting as we move toward late Sunday night. So that is our next chance of rain here. As we look ahead to next week, notice a little bit of a cool down.